Hey guys, how's it going? I made that video, the thing about Obama and his birth certificate, and I just bumped it myself. So don't think that anyone got rid of it or told me to get rid of it. I just got rid of it because I don't want to get into a debate about that. You guys can make up your mind on that. Go right ahead. I really don't care. I've already made up my mind, so that's another issue. The reason I was making this video was to talk about the way I feel about liberals, and because I've got some people that listen to my videos and they are liberal, and they might agree with my opinion on some things that I talk about, and I'm very very conservative in a lot of my videos. I don't hide it, but but the fact that I'm conservative doesn't mean that I don't mesh well with certain liberals. In fact, the liberals from when I was growing up were very much in agreement with the way I am now. The liberalism is the word has been changed, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I think that that word no longer exists in this country in the same sense, and you would assume liberal would be for freedom, but right now the liberals that are in power are not fighting for freedom. They're not fighting for people to be free to do as they would choose. I mean, sure, if you want to choose an abortion, they'll fight for that right. But if you want to choose to, say, smoke a joint, wouldn't that be something that in the '60s the liberals would have been for that? And you don't see that today. In fact, Obama came in talking about how he wasn't going to give the states a hard time about their medical marijuana. But what happened, really? So you just have to remember that things have changed, and it's run by, you know, I would say Obama's probably a nice guy, and he's got handlers that control him, and the same handlers are going to control whoever else is there behind him. So, you know, but when I talk about liberals and conservatives, when I'm talking about those liberals that want to take away rights, they're the ones that support. Um, they supported the laws that took away a lot of rights, or at least the laws. They're unconstitutional laws. So in reality, they don't really stand. And at some point in our history, we'll realize that, and as a people, we'll realize that just because Congress makes something a law, doesn't mean that it's correct. Congress can make mistakes; they're just people, and so that's why we as a people have to monitor that and make sure that when they make a law, it's correct under the Constitution. And you can't have a law that takes away rights. They can't make a law that says you don't have the right to freedom of speech and say, well, we've overridden your freedom of speech rights. You can't do that. And in the same way, you can't make a Patriot Act and name it Patriot Act, but in reality, it's a take away the Fourth Amendment rights act. That's the difference. So, when I say I'm against the liberals, I'm against the conservatives too. If you consider those people conservatives, they're more like, I'd say, more centrist, because the true liberals are the ones on the far left that are like, they're right now way out of sync with Obama. The far left, they're in fact, they've come around and they're about touching us on the far right. So we get along. We almost should have like our own party so that we could. In fact, that's what Ron Paul was trying to bring about, was a situation where you have people that have been denied representation because they're in the quarter that's on the outside edge. And so you've got the left and the right on the outside edge, and they both miss out because the center, or the I call it the liberal Republicans and the conservative Democrats, come together and they create a block that is just slightly big enough to rule. But if you can get the other block to come together, where you've got, a lot of Democrats and Republicans that have the same idea of freedom and what the documents of the founders meant, and to stand on that. In fact, we should have laws that hold them accountable. If they push or create laws that are unconstitutional, there should be some sort of a penalty for that. Give them a reason why, or they should know that we don't appreciate it. We don't want them spending their time thinking up ways to take away our freedoms.